It's one of the most successful crossover SUVs in the world, and the cash cow of Nissan, the Qashqai. The third generation of the Qashqai is growing in all directions, is designed to offer more space, and is breaking new ground in terms of powertrains. We show you why you should definitely have the Japanese car on your radar. The Qashqai is the best-selling SUV of 2018, and the year before it was also the most produced vehicle in the UK. That's where it's made, in Washington. And from that you can already see how successful this Japanese SUV is. But Nissan is not resting on its success, of course. Criticisms have been addressed: more space, new powertrains. I'll take a look at the most important innovations in the third generation today. One of the criticisms of the old Qashqai was the suspension. With the new one, however, you can no longer complain about comfort, and the transmissions have also been given a new polish. I've just driven another Qashqai with the manual gearbox and, well, it took a bit of getting used to. I stalled twice for whatever reason. But I think if you use it for a while, you get used to it. But now I'm sitting here in the car with Xtronic, with the automatic gearbox, and it's a CVT gearbox. That is, a continuously variable transmission. I know this mainly from Subarus, and they are relatively stiff, relatively unsporty. But I can't say that about this one. When I press on the accelerator, it shifts beautifully. It doesn't get loud. It finds the right revs. It's a sporty driving experience even in normal mode. We have our control down here. There are two off-road modes, which are reserved for the 4x4, a normal road mode, an eco mode, and a sport mode. When I push more in this mode, it becomes even more agile. The steering is also a bit stiffer. The throttle response is better, and the gear shifts are later. Power comes from a 1.3-litre mild hybrid petrol engine with a choice of 140 or 158 horsepower. All-wheel drive is only available in conjunction with the larger engine and one of the three highest equipment lines: N-Connector, Techna and Techna Plus. Nissan no longer offers diesel engines for its passenger cars, but we can drive a petrol engine as a mild hybrid, for example, and what is also coming is an e-power unit, a new form of hybrid in which the combustion engine does not drive the wheels, but produces electricity for an electric motor, and that in turn drives the four wheels. This is a drive system that I'm very excited about, because it combines the advantages of the combustion engine and the electric motor. On the one hand, we have a very efficient combustion engine that can always work optimally and therefore consumes less. On top of that, we don't have any range fears because there are plenty of filling stations, and we have the same driving experience as in a typical electric car. At first glance, it seems absurd to run your electric car on a petrol generator and produce CO2 in the process. However, this saves costs and weight thanks to smaller batteries. In addition, Nissan is thinking of markets such as Africa or Central Asia, where the charging infrastructure is still poorly developed. In line with the trend, the Qashqai grows in all directions, but at the same time loses 186 kilos. 60 kilos of this is due to the use of many aluminium parts, such as the bonnet or the doors. The passengers are the main beneficiaries of the new dimensions. They enjoy 20mm more knee room and 28mm more shoulder room. At 504 litres, the boot is 74 litres larger than in the predecessor. Nevertheless, a VW Tiguan has 111 litres more to offer. A DAB Plus radio is standard. For more connectivity, however, you have to pay extra. The infotainment here in the car is controlled via the central 9-inch display. This is available from the second equipment line. I also connected directly to my mobile phone here via Bluetooth. There is also Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Unfortunately, Android Auto is only via a cable. Unfortunately, I don't have a cable with me at the moment. Apple CarPlay, on the other hand, is also available wirelessly, but now I'm only connected via Bluetooth and can control my calls through it, for example. The touch display with smartphone linking, Alexa, reversing camera and automatic climate control is available from the second equipment line for around 32,000 euros in Germany, about 5,000 euros above the base model. The VW Tiguan, the Mazda CX-5 and the Renault Kadjar are also in this price range. The Nissan has the lowest entry price in Germany at around 27,500 euros. The Qashqai is not necessarily a car that stands out from the crowd. It was never, and the third generation doesn't really stand out either. But it's a solid car that meets the needs of many different target groups. I also think that the third generation has turned out quite well. The powertrains have been renewed, it has more space now, and I have to say that it looks quite luxurious, especially with the 20-inch rims. And the price? That's fair too. Good prerequisites for asserting itself in the huge crossover SUV market.